Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Jax. Welcome back. Today, we are talking about having a really bad day. I had a bad day yesterday. Lily had a much worse day yesterday. Unfortunately, we don't really know. Oh, and if you're like squeamish of like wounds and stuff, maybe look away for the next 5 seconds. But Lily got herself into a bit of a pain. We don't know how she cut herself because she was just wandering around the farm and then my brother found her on our porch. But I rushed her into the vet. She had her surgery. She is on pain meds, or not pain meds. She is on antibiotics and a whole bunch of stuff like that. Poor girl did not sleep well last night and she hates Elizabethan cones. That's the cone on her head. She hates those things. She's had them several times when she was spayed. She was attacked by a pit bull when she was a puppy, and she had a wound actually kind of in a very similar place. But yeah, poor girl is having a bad day. And it just so happened that yesterday was also a really crappy day for me. And not to like make it all about me, because it's definitely not about me today, but it was just one of those days where I woke up on like 3 or 4 hours of sleep and the whole day was just a lot. And, Lily getting injured was sort of the cherry on top, the difficult, struggling thing to deal with. And basically, it's in those really bad days that you appreciate the good days. You appreciate all that you have and your health and your family and those kinds of things. Thankfully, nobody died. Nobody is gone. But yeah, it was just a very taxing physically, mentally, emotionally kind of day. We didn't get to bed until like 2 a.m. last night. So and it's currently like 7 a.m. So I'm running on like 4 or 5 hours of sleep in the last 24 hours and even less on the 48-hour count. But while all this was happening, I was, thinking about like, man, this is a really horrible time and the timing's really bad. Like I've got a whole bunch of other things to be managing and now sort of like managing her recovery and making sure that she recovers properly. That's like top priority. And it's really easy just to like sit back and like cry or break down. And trust me, that's already happened. We're past that now. But I think these bad days do really teach you an awful lot about who you are and your, stick-to-itiveness, your ability to just power through it. A lot of people talk about like facing these things with a certain level of like class and, making it look so easy and powering through it and stuff. Sometimes you just have to suffer through it. And sometimes it sucks and there's really nothing you can do. And, other people won't necessarily be incredibly helpful or they can't be helpful. They don't have the tools or they aren't here right now in the moment. And you're just kind of alone to deal with these things. And you have to take like every breath like as you go, living in the moment. And basically that's what I did. And Lily was sort of forced to do that, which is really unfortunate, especially for a little dog. And she is so tired. She's exhausted. Oh, sorry. It's like bouncing. So yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of taking a deep breath and then taking the next deep breath. And I know people say that and it's always like, it's one of those things people say that, does it have any meaning? I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it has meaning for certain people, maybe it doesn't for others. But the fact of the matter is like, when you have these rough days, it really is on you. And, your job is to take care of the things that you absolutely have to take care of. And then everything else is irrelevant, like you can't worry about the house falling into disrepair. You can't, getting messy. You can't focus on the, superfluous things, the things that really don't matter. You just have to focus on the critical stuff, and everything else can wait until tomorrow or the next day. But this also brings up this other idea, this idea of like having a bad day or a bad week or a bad month. And we do all get them, like a week ago, everything was great. Everything was planned and structured, and I was feeling like I was on top of my schedule and everything was going according to, the dogs were behaving, work was going well, we were getting rain, which was great, and hopefully we're getting rain soon, so it doesn't matter. But it's really funny how quickly things can change and how quickly they shift, because today it's like we're a bit in, crisis management, and it's not that severe, but it is like unfortunate because I'm supposed to go away for a week in 4 days. And, I'm really on the fence about doing that because Lily clearly needs attention and care. And there's just like a lot of external factors that are complicating it, but sometimes you just gotta roll with it. I can't fight it. I can't change it. I can't shift it. And part of the reason I wanted to make this video was because I think a lot about how social media is presented to us and how people are presented to us. And I think oftentimes, as we all know, we are presented with this like perfect image, this very manicured image and persona of people, and we don't actually get to see like the real stuff behind it. And I don't necessarily think of myself as like a personality. Like, I talk about spirituality and gay culture and existing and living in the moment and Taoism, and I like to think of myself as more of like a philosophical, interesting video of the day kind of thing. I don't typically share a whole lot. Like, many of you guys have pointed out that like I've never really showed my family on camera and sort of my daily work and those kinds of things. And I think it's partly because like I feel as though nobody's really like super interested in the intricate things of mine. But at the same time, like, I want to be authentic and show you things like this that happen unexpectedly, and what they teach me in the moment that hopefully can be applied to what you're going through or what you're thinking about. So essentially, this is just a very little snapshot of one of the things that happens out here on the farm. It's kind of ironic because 8 or 9 months ago, my parents were on vacation, like they are currently, and Lily ran into a porcupine and ended up with, I think, 36 quills in her nose, mouth, and neck. And so we had to go to the vet and, get all of that done. And in many ways, that was an easier solution because it's basically like, sedate her and pull them out, and she's basically recovered. Whereas this is like a 2 or 3 week recovery with antibiotics and, a whole procedure that goes along with it. And the cone is like, I cannot stress to you how much she hates these things. She's had them on like her whole life in different moments, in different struggles. And she really doesn't like that thing. So it's a bit ironic that like it's literally just me here on the farm kind of dealing with this. My brother's currently camping, which does not help either. He was getting ready to camp and then found Lily on our porch, and it was like, Jax, come deal with this. And I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna deal with this. But anyway, the hard days happen to us all. They are a universal trait that happens with humans. It's kind of annoying and ironic that oftentimes all of the bad stuff happens just in the space of 24 hours or maybe a week, and then things kind of settle down and get back to normal. It's a bit frustrating and annoying that it happens that way, but at the same time, would I want all of the difficulties that I experienced yesterday over the course of a week or a month? Probably not. Like, let's just get them all done in one day. yeah, I don't know, guys. Hard days suck, but they make me appreciate my health and my direction in life, what I'm doing, where I'm going. And, you know, thankfully, Lily will make a full recovery because we've had farm dogs that didn't. And that's really awful. And it's awful for it to end like that. So, knock on wood and fingers crossed. But, you know, she is doing much better despite her exhausted appearance. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Send all the kind thoughts Lily's way, and I hope you're able to appreciate and have a beautiful day despite the adversity, despite the difficulty you might be going through. If it helps, we are all going through things like this. You know, we all experience difficulty and hardship, and that isn't to like belittle or demean what you're going through. It's just to say that like it's a universal experience, and so I know how you feel, you know. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to let the poor girl sleep now, and as always, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow.